After this video, why not go check out some of our other builds? Anyway, let's go! Hello everybody, my name is Dutchy, welcome to RPG Lads, and let's get into the video. Alright, so today's going to be all about my build, which is going to be based around the Death Poker, which is this weapon right here. Now this weapon's pretty overpowered because it doesn't have one, it doesn't have two, it has 3 abilities it can use. Now I will also be using the Godskin Stitcher. Now I've checked the Bloodhound step on this, so I can get away if I need to, but I can also zoom straight into them and do some damage. But anyway, enough talk, I'll show you guys exactly what I can do with this little compilation I just pulled together. Hopefully you enjoy. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But anyway, let's get into the weapons and items I'm using for this build. Now let's start off with the Death Poker. Now I'll quickly show you guys the location of where to get the Death Poker from, which is right here. Well, this is actually the closest side of Grace. Okay, so once you're at this side of Grace right here, go up to the Grace and actually change it to night, because this boss only spawns at nighttime. Now after this, head directly southeast and you will see a boss. Now this boss isn't super hard because it is in the starting area, so hopefully you guys won't have too much trouble with him. I did die twice through him, to be honest. So once you defeat the boss, he will just drop the Death Poker, as simple as that. Now personally I think this weapon is a lot stronger than a lot of the bleed builds I've been seeing around lately. Now this is because of the 3 abilities it has. 1 very short range ability, 1 medium range ability, and 1 big AoE attack. Now I haven't actually encountered anyone who was able to survive a full hit of any of these attacks, so technically it's a one-shot build. Alright, now first off, thank you Gucci for letting me test everything on you. Alright, now the first ability I will be showing off is the quick L2 attack. Now this is a very short range ability, but if it can fully hit a target, it will definitely kill him. With targets, by the way, I mean players. Now let's move on to the AoE attack. Now this attack is especially handy for when people are trying to use Bloodhound Step to get behind you and quickly get a backstab on you or anything, because you can actually 180 to hit anyone that's straight behind you. Now it's the same sort of thing as before. If somebody gets hit with this and gets stun locked, that's an instant kill for them. Now this big AoE attack also has a very large radius of where you can get knocked back from. Meaning you can keep enemies at a distance and then use your R1 attack, which we will get into right now. Now just letting you guys all know, the footage you're seeing here is without it being fully upgraded, and also my character's not really spec'd towards it. but as you can see, it still does a lot of damage. Now, as a quick secondary weapon, I have the Godskin Stitcher, which allows me to quickly zoom into enemies and just do a lot of damage. Now, I use this weapon to mainly get close to my targets or if I need to get out of a situation. Now, this is also very handy for punishing those people who are trying to heal in a PvP battle. Oh, and one more thing, it's deceptively long range. Now, I've also chucked the Ash of War on it, which is the Bloodhound step, which also has the Frost ability with it. Now, the armor set doesn't actually matter too much. I did actually chuck this mask on, so when people are using bleed abilities around me, I get an extra buff, which in PvP is very handy. But basically, just make sure that you have a high enough poise to survive being attacked a few times, and then you can counter with your own attacks. And just for you guys who are curious, it's the white mask that gives you the extra buff when people use bleed abilities. I also use the Veteran's armor to get a bit of nice poise. And I also use the Bull Goat gloves and the Bull Goat pants. Now for the talismans on this weapon, I would definitely recommend the Warrior Jar Shard. Now, I haven't actually gotten the upgraded version of this one yet, which is the Alexander one. You'll just have to complete this quest and you will be able to get it from there. And this normal one you can get from killing him early. I accidentally killed him, so don't judge me. Now I'm going to quickly show you guys what it's like having it on and having it off. So the clip that you just seen is the one with the Warrior Jar Shard on, and this is the clip without it on. Now with the Warrior Jar Shard, it seems like it's around about 10% that you can do extra damage with. But I believe that the Alexander one does 15% extra, which might be worth the trouble. I also had to equip the Great Jar Arsenal, which allows me to put the Godskin Stitcher on. I also use the Radagon Sword Seal, so I can buff most of my stats. And to boost my intelligence a slightly bit more, I use the Stargazer Heirloom to do just a bit more damage with my Frost. Now when you add all these together, you have the mobility, you have the DPS, and well, you're pretty damn good. And you're also quite a bit tanky because of your poise build. Now I will quickly just say that I tried to get my Mimic to, well, mimic my moves with this set, and it doesn't really seem like he tries to do it too often. I've seen him do it a few times, but most of the time he just tries to hit like the target with any normal attack. So it's not really worth with the Mimic. But this is also because the Mimic has been nerfed significantly. So if I were you, I would probably go with the Black Knife instead for your summons. His burn ability pairs great with your Frost. You can get him by doing Rani's questline, and there will be a effort goal that you just have to activate and beat him. Now for the Flask of Wondrous Physics, I would recommend going for the Bubble tier to be able to absorb someone's damage quickly, and the Hidden tier, which allows you to neglect any FP consumption that you're using. You can also use this, by the way, to summon any summons that are way too overleveled for you. So you just pop this, even if you only have 1 FP, and you can summon something that has like 200 FP requirement. Now the main reason I like to do this is because my FP is extremely low because I haven't put a single point into it. I don't really see, well, the point of putting it in there because I can just fill up a couple of more flasks and in the middle of a fight I can always use a flask to get my FP back. But this tier allows me to just continuously fight without having to worry about my FP for a little while. It doesn't last too long, but it's good enough. Alright, so that about sums my build up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, maybe give me a little like if you want. It's up to you. But anyway, I'll let you guys all go, and you guys have a good one, eh? And bye!